I'm originally a oil painter, a fine artist, so that's my background. And then I transitioned into matte painting and the film industry about 16 years ago. I started off at Industrial Light and Magic, which was a fantastic place to start off. And then from there, followed the trajectory of the VFX industry, moved on to Australia for 2 years of working on Happy Feet, and then ended up at Weta Digital for 8 years, working on a variety of different movies, and got to be head of matte painting at Weta Digital. And then from Weta, after 8 years on the lovely island, it was time to move on, and we moved up to Vancouver, Canada, where I was a supervisor for Scanline VFX. And after that, decided it was time to come back home, which is Kenya, where I'm originally from. And it was time to try and do something different, something new, and do something for ourselves. So hence the move to try to make a little studio on the East African part of Africa. So that's where we are now. But my focus is matte painting and concept art and look development art, which I really, really enjoy, and any kind of art directing or just making pretty pictures. It's one of those things, as time passed or different experiences, you reflect on it after. I think when you're in the moment, you may have not registered what might have been happening. I definitely know as a woman, it was, I won't use the word disadvantage, but sometimes I was made to work harder. I had to work better, harder. Just you're constantly proving yourself. I think I learned a lot about the glass ceiling that exists for women, especially when motherhood kicked in, and that threw a whole new dynamic on it. Being a minority, definitely you stand out at you realize on several occasions you are the only one. You're the only one in the room. You're the only one at the table. So sometimes it's one of those things you could never, luckily I've never experienced direct racism or dislike towards me that openly, but it's the subtle things. It's the things that you pick up, you get a sense of. I think matte painting in general is a predominantly white male group in visual effects. So and as supervisor and as a woman supervisor, I mean, on several times interviewing people, they literally thought I was the PA or the person to get the coffee. Yet I was the supervisor going to hire them or not going to hire them. So, but it had its moments, but I think you reflect on it after. You kind of go, now that Me Too and all this stuff is clearer, you kind of start to put things together. I think I didn't fully understand. I didn't play the corporate game the same way. When you're not invited to the lunches and the boys' events where a lot of the wheeling and dealing happens, the positioning and the getting of, matte painting is all about getting the best shots and stuff like that. So I would say I've on several occasions thought to myself, if I was a white man, I think I would be much further along. I would tell my younger self to be braver at certain moments, to speak up, to speak loudly. I think there were many times I had the idea, I thought it, but then I held it back. Or I stopped myself because of fear of rocking the boat too much. Maybe I would have just told my younger self, just rock it, because you do a good job and you'll get through. So shake it if it needs to be shook. But, that comes with experience, and it comes with, time and maturity. So I'll just tell my younger self to enjoy it a little bit more. I wish I could have gone back on several occasions and said, don't work so many hours, take a little time off, enjoy, have more friendships outside of work. I think there were many times got consumed by the work. And I think, I wish I had a better balance when I was a little bit younger. I think I lost out for myself on some of the other things that was not in the industry. And I would tell my younger self to try to do a bit more technical stuff. Try it, just learn it, and don't be afraid of it. I think in the film world, a lot of the times as a woman, you'll get the line, "Oh, it's too technical," and it's used as a way to say you're not allowed to cross this line. Do not pass. And so I wish I was just a little hungrier for that technical. I learned it, I know it, but I always wish I could be just a little bit further along with that. I love pretty pictures and I love the challenge of making a really good image. I think I'm motivated as well by being here, being in Kenya. I want to give us a, I want us to get on the map. I want us to be a spotlight. I want us to be a place where we can be looked at. I mean, if I can paint or be part of creating beautiful imagery that also has a really strong message that also can be inspiring. I think that that's the one. You know, you always work for that project. You hope you can be part of that project that can make a difference, that can change how people think about brown people, black people, Africans, or you know, maybe I think by being here, those opportunities may come one day. There are little things that are popping up that tell me that it is possible. So I am motivated by the fact that maybe, no, we will have a chance to spotlight what we can do and who we are.